Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Eureka. I see that you all have realized that I have a guest host today, Mr. Caleb. I know you guys are going to do great for him, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun today with Mr. Caleb. So let's go ahead and get into into today's lesson. All right, so today's lesson. If you remember yesterday on Eureka, we were working on a new wedge. What was the wedge we were working on? Yes, our pitching challenge, our pitching wedge. So if you remember what a pitch was, yes, a pitch is like a commercial or an ad. And we're going to have to create a commercial or an ad for each of our inventions in our group. Yesterday you researched your invention, so you know all about your invention, paper, microscope, whatever your group is, you know all about it. So you should be ready to create a good pitch or an ad or commercial for that product, for that invention. So let's go over some rules of what good pitches should have. I know yesterday we watched those videos of the little girl and the little boy. She had the cookie and she was trying to do a pitch for the cookie, and he had the light bulb. And we talked about what good things they did and what bad things maybe they had done in their pitches. So let's go over some of the rules. And our judge, Hedy Lamar, being a movie star herself, she of course knows all about talking on the camera and how we should do that. So she's got some rules for you. Alright, so Hedy's rules. Alright, so Hedy's got some rules for us of how we can give a good pitch. And a lot of the rules are the things that we talked about yesterday about the girl and the boy, what she did good and maybe what he could have worked better on or did not so good. So our first rule is we have to be focused on our topic. That means like staying on task. You should only talk about your invention and how great it was. If you remember, the little boy kind of got off task. He started talking about a joke and his dad being a police officer, and that didn't have anything to do with the light bulb. So we need to try to stay on task and only talk about our invention. Being specific means give good reasons and good evidence of why your invention is so great. What exactly does it do? Why exactly is it so good? That's what being specific means. Like yesterday, the boy, he just said, it's a really awesome invention. That wasn't specific. He didn't tell me exactly what was so awesome about it or what it even did, really. So be specific. Be interesting. Kind of try to keep their attention. She also had some rules about how you talk in your commercial. And I know I'm going to go ahead and give you some advice. Last year when we did this in last season, a lot of my kids were very, very nervous and anxious about being on the camera. Because yes, guys, I am going to film these. Yes, I'm going to film it just like a real commercial. I'll be the cameraman, and the other kids are going to get to watch your commercials. I know. But okay, calm down. Because when you do your planning in just a little while, you don't have to be on the camera. Like right now, I'm on the camera. You can see me and I'm talking because it doesn't make me nervous. I'm okay with talking on the camera. Some of you guys love talking. You love being on the camera. It's not going to bother you. But there are some of you that are pretty shy, and the idea of being on the camera scares you to death. And that's okay. Look, just like me, when I have this screen up, can you see me? No. You can hear me, but you can't see me. So when you plan your commercial, maybe we can work something like this where we can make a screen and you can talk, but you don't have to be on the camera. Would that make you feel better? Yes, I figured it would. So in a little while, when we get to the planning part, keep that in mind, that you don't have to be on the camera. I don't have to see you. You are going to have to talk where I can hear your voice about your invention, but I don't have to see you if that's not what you want. If you've got people in your group that want to be on the camera, great, they can be on the camera. But if they don't want to be, you guys will work something out where you don't have to be on the camera, okay? Okay, so, but while you are talking, whether you're on the camera or off, If you are on the camera, you need to make eye contact. Look at the audience. If you remember the girl did a really good job. She looked directly at the people in the audience. She was talking. The little boy, when he got up there, I think he didn't really like being on camera either because he was like this. The light bulb. Did it seem like he liked to be on the camera? No, he wasn't even looking at the people. So if you are going to be on the camera, you need to look at the camera and talk to the camera so that the people that are watching it can see you and know that you're talking to them. So make eye contact. Show energy and passion. That means be interesting. You also need to watch your volume and your speed, which means you have to talk where people can hear you. You can't mumble. You've got to talk in a voice they can hear. Do you have to scream at them? Of course not. You can talk where people can hear you without yelling. You also have to be really careful of your speed. If you talk too fast, it's hard for people to hear you. So you have to kind of take a deep breath, calm down, and talk at a normal speed. Another good thing that we need to make sure is that we are prepared. We have a plan of what we're going to do, and we practice it. So that's what we're mainly going to be working on today. You're going to be working on the plan of what your pitch is going to be like, what your commercial is going to be like. And you and your group can start practicing if you get your plan all done today. Maybe you'll have some time to actually start practicing and making getting some things ready for it. Because do you think the little boy had practiced it all yesterday? Did he have a plan of what he was going to say? No, I don't think so either. I think he just got up there trying to talk about the light bulb, but he had no idea because he hadn't done any planning. Had the little girl planned what she was going to say? Yeah, definitely. Some of your demonstrations in 4-H, I came in and watched you guys. I could tell the people that had planned and practiced and the people that hadn't. Yeah. I knew the people that had figured out what they were going to say already, had practiced it with their parents. I knew those people. I could tell. I could also tell the people who just thought, I think I'm going to get up real quick and talk about this. But they hadn't planned. And you could definitely tell the difference between the ones that had planned and the ones that didn't. Just like the girl and the boy. You could tell she had planned and practiced and done a really good job with it. So that's what we're going to work on. The planning and the practicing and making sure that we've got the best ad for our invention that we can possibly make, okay? All right, so I have one more thing to show you before we get into our actual planning. So there are two different kinds of commercials that we can make. There's this one kind of commercial that just kind of gives information, and it's called an infomercial. Or there's another kind of commercial you can make that's kind of like a narrative, like a story or a skit. And I'm going to kind of explain those. So we have an infomercial or a skit. You can choose between which one you want to do. And I'm going to give you an example of each one so you can see what an infomercial looks like and what a skit looks like. All right, so the first one we're going to look at is the infomercial. And the infomercial is for a invention called OxyClean. You've probably heard of OxyClean. You may have even seen this ad or this commercial before on your TV. But this is an invention called OxyClean. Of course, it's a cleaner that you put in your washing machine. So let's watch his infomercial.
It's amazing. Watch how OxyClean unleashes the power of oxygen, making tough stains disappear like magic without fading or bleeding the colors. For pet messes, OxyClean is a must. It goes deep down below the surface to get rid of the stain and the odor. Have you ever spilled chlorine bleach on your colored clothes? Well, OxyClean is tough on stains without the damaging effects of chlorine bleach. If you save one pair of jeans, then OxyClean has paid for itself. Some clothes say no chlorine bleach, but OxyClean safely removes the stain, even on babies' clothes. It's the stain remover for the things that you love. Add a scoop of OxyClean to every load of laundry. It'll boost the stain-removing power of your detergent. Don't just clean it, OxyClean it.
All right, so there's our OxyClean commercial. Get out of that real quick. Alright, so that was an infomercial. Infomercials just kind of give you information about the product, about the invention. He told us what it was. He told us how it worked, why they would want it. He made it sound like something that you would want to buy. I know most of you probably aren't washing clothes at home, but when you get a little bit older, that might be a big deal for you, getting stains out of your clothes so that you don't have to buy new clothes for your kids all the time. How many of you have ever got stains on your clothes? Do you think your parents would want something to get the stains out so they don't have to go buy you brand new clothes all the time? Probably. So he made that sound really good, like something that would do. And he even showed how it worked when he was putting it on all the different things and the stains were disappearing. He showed how it worked. That's all an infomercial does. It just real quick kind of tells you what it is, shows you how it works, tells you how it works, and kind of makes it sound good. That's all an infomercial does. So you could maybe think of an infomercial for your light bulb, or you're not doing a light bulb, but paper, or your microscope, or your radio. Whatever your invention is, maybe you're just going to do an infomercial. Alright, the other kind of commercial, though, if you don't want to do an infomercial, is something called a skit or like a narrative. The commercial we're about to watch is for GoodRx. You may have heard these ads or seen these ads, but GoodRx is like something for prescriptions when you go get medicine at the pharmacy, at the doctor. GoodRx is this thing that can help you save money. So this is a commercial for GoodRx, and this one's a narrative. It's not an information. It's called a skit. So let's watch this skit for GoodRx. All right, here we go.
My son needs this drug. I hope it doesn't cost too much. I hope my insurance pays for it. Can you tell me how much this will be?
$67.
Sorry.
Wait, have you heard about GoodRx? GoodRx finds free coupons to help you save up to 80% on your prescriptions.
Wow. I had no idea.
GoodRx. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions.
All right, there's the GoodRx one. Alright, so the GoodRx one was a skit. It like had actors acting like they were really buying the prescription. That wasn't real, of course. Those were all just actors. But that's all a skit is. It's kind of like when you're acting something out and pretending like you're doing something. That lady was pretending to buy a prescription. The other lady was pretending to sell it to her. Did they still tell you what the product was or what the invention was? Yeah. Did they explain kind of how it worked? Yeah. You know, you get this app on your phone, you can click on it, and it'll save you money. Did it still kind of make you maybe you would want to buy that product or get that invention? Yeah. I know a lot of you probably, again, don't go to the pharmacy and have to buy medicine all the time. When you get older, you're going to. Somebody has to pay for the medicine you take when you go to the doctor. And would it be great to save? That lady's went from $67 to like $8. Everybody likes saving money. So they made it sound like something good that you would want. Even though it wasn't an infomercial that gave me information, it's still the story and what was happening made me think, oh, that might happen to me. Wouldn't that be great if I could go in there and save, all that money just like that lady? So yeah, those were good commercials or good ads. So keep these in mind while you're about to plan for yours. Okay? So all right, you're about to get into your group. And you and your group's job today will be to get that plan ready. We're not going to do any filming today, but you've got a plan for when we start filming tomorrow. When I come back tomorrow, that's our goal. We're going to get the commercials filmed and ready. Okay? So you're going to work on your plan. Mr. Caleb's going to pass out the papers, the worksheets that you can write on. One side is if you want to do an infomercial. The other side is the skit. So the first thing you're going to have to decide is what kind of commercial do you want to do? An infomercial or a skit? You and your group will have to decide that. Mr. Caleb is going to assign a manager because remember, sometimes when we're working and collaborating, it's hard sometimes for us all to decide on the same thing or agree on the same thing. That's the manager's job, to figure out a fair way for everybody to collaborate and work together. So the manager's job, and Mr. Caleb, when he's passing out the worksheets, he will give each group a manager card. Whoever he chooses will be the manager this time. If you were the manager last time, tell Mr. Caleb, that way he can choose somebody else. That way we all get a turn, okay? So try to get a new manager this time that wasn't the manager last time. That way they can help us make fair decisions. All right, so you and your group, building manager will help you decide infomercial or skit. Here are some other things you'll need to figure out once you get to planning. So skit or infomercial, first thing you got to figure out. Then you're going to have to decide who's going to be starring in this commercial. And again, if nobody wants to talk or be on the camera, then maybe you could use animated ones. Maybe you could draw cartoons or something. Have you seen an ad with cartoons before? Well, I have too. If there's somebody really good at art in your group, maybe instead of having somebody actually's face be on the camera, it could show the cartoon and you could just be the cartoon's voice. That's something you could decide. Or like a puppet show, even if you've got stuffed animals or you want to make puppets. You could make them be like a puppet show. Yeah. Like, I don't have any stuffed animals in here real quick, but I mean, like, I could do this. You don't see my face. Hello. This is Miss Betty. Miss Betty says the radio is the best thing in the whole wide world. You get what I'm meaning? I know, goofy, but you get my point. It doesn't have to be my face. It could be a puppet, a stuffed animal, a drawing that you've drawn, even something you've created on your computer. Maybe you get into paint or something on your computer and you draw a picture. That's fine. You can be the voice for your whatever. It could be like a puppet show or something. So if your face, you don't want your face on the camera, you and your group can talk about what you could use instead of a person's face. Your voices are still going to have to be there, though. You're still going to have to talk. And I can hear the voice, but I wouldn't have to show your face on the camera while I'm filming. We can work something out. So figure out. Are you somebody going to actually be on the camera talking? Are you going to have something else? You can use PowerPoint on your computer. I know Bella and Rayleigh in my class, and maybe a few other girls or boys in the other class might know how to do PowerPoint. You could create like a PowerPoint. That's kind of like what I'm using right here. This isn't PowerPoint, but it's almost the same thing. What I use on the board every day, you could create something like this with all of your words and stuff on it, and you just talk like I'm doing right now. You don't have to see me, you just hear my voice. Your pitch does need to be less than 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's really short. The GoodRx commercial and the OxyClean commercial, real short. We don't like long ads. Nobody really likes to listen to ads, so we want them short. You've got to be able, the worksheet has where you're going to explain what does it do, why does it make our life better, why would people want it. Remember, that's the whole goal. You are trying to convince people, persuade them that your invention is great and they need to go buy it. That's the whole point of an ad. They want to talk somebody into getting this thing. So just like the GoodRx and the OxyClean, it made you want those things. It made you want to go out and get those inventions. Her chocolate chip cookie one we watched yesterday made us kind of want cookies. She made them sound so good and things that were so great, we wanted them. His light bulb, he didn't really make it sound like something we would need or want. We know we love light bulbs, but he didn't really make it sound that good. It wouldn't be something I'd want to go buy from listening to him. So keep all those things in mind while you're working. So your goal today is just to get those worksheets filled out and plan. Mr. Caleb will be around if you need to. Maybe he'll walk around and kind of guide you if you need to. Maybe you're getting stuck. I know you don't have a lot of time today, but our goal is to try to get it planned. And then you're going to turn in your sheet to Mr. Caleb, so we'll have it tomorrow. You probably just need one per group. Everybody in the group doesn't have to do the same worksheet. Maybe just one worksheet for each group. You just need one because you're only going to make one ad. So everybody can work together. One person can do the writing, whatever you decide. You're the building manager. Y'all be fair about it, okay? All right. I can't wait to see what your pitches are tomorrow. Bye, guys.